मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
A warm good evening to respected chief guests, ambassadors, advocates, distinguished guests, governing council members of Pravasi Legal Cell Bahrain, and attendees of tonight's event. It's a great pleasure to have you all with us to celebrate the first anniversary of Pravasi Legal Cell Bahrain chapter. Pravasi Legal Cell is the brainchild of Advocate Jose Abraham, Advocate on the record, Supreme Court of India, who says, having no voice is no reason for anyone to suffer injustice and live with it. Pravasi Legal Cell was established when the need of opening the doors of justice to people who cannot walk the lengthy and costly route of grievance redressal system was felt strongly by Advocate Jose. Tonight, we are here to cherish the best of year-long achievements and create an environment of gratitude for all the hard work and hands behind the noble cause for establishing Pravasi Legal Cell in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Presenting you a video profile of Pravasi Legal Cell Bahrain.
Opening the doors of justice to people who had no access to the grievance redressal system. Pravasi Legal Cell. A non-governmental organization which has completed a decade of fruitful existence globally was motivated by the smile which justice puts on faces. PLC, working to empower people with the power of law, was inaugurated by Dr. Christy Fernandez, the Secretary to the President of India, on the 1st of February 2009. PLC is the brainchild of Jose Abraham, Advocate on Record, Supreme Court of India, who is also its Global President and Operational Head.
I'm very happy to note that PLC Bahrain chapter is going to celebrate its first anniversary. During its eventful existence, PLC Bahrain chapter could take up so many issues and many people got the relief as well, especially from the weaker sections. At this time of joy, once again I congratulate and extend all the very best wishes to PLC Bahrain chapter, and I hope and trust that under the able leadership of Mr. Sudhir Tirunilath, Pravasi Legal Cell Bahrain chapter could achieve greater heights in the coming years. Thank you.
PLC has helped thousands of Indians who faced injustice in India and abroad and has brought up numerous matters to the attention of the government and the judiciary. During the COVID pandemic, millions of migrants benefited from PLC's legal and other interventions, including an order from the Supreme Court for the complete refunding of air tickets booked for travel during the lockdown periods. As part of expanding further, the PLC spread its wings to soar heights and established its Bahrain chapter on April 23, 2020 and was officially inaugurated on October 4th the following year. The committed and dedicated team of PLC Bahrain chapter, led by its country head Sudhir Tirunilath, has completed one successful year in the kingdom.
PLC Bahrain is definitely a success story. The sheer number of cases we resolved is enough to say this. I thank the entire team and the authority of Bahrain for their effort and support, without which this would not have been possible. We hope to serve better in the coming days. Feel free to contact us for any legal assistance. Thank you.
Yes, PLC is growing, the latest being its Dubai chapter, which was launched earlier in April. The growth signifies the much needed empowerment of expatriates on the legal front.
I now invite Mr. Sudhir Tidmilan, a dynamic personality with a motto to help the needy in every possible way, the country head of Pravasi Legal Cell Bahrain chapter, to deliver the welcome address.
Warm greetings to all the ladies and gentlemen, as well as distinguished guests present over here. I, on behalf of the entire organizing committee of Pravasi Legal Cell, Bahrain chapter, would like to welcome all of you to our event. I hope you will enjoy being a part of it. Anniversaries are the opportunity to recollect our year-gone memories and to cherish them again. This evening, we are celebrating Pravasi Legal Cell's first anniversary, and I value you all are sharing the special day with me. I have been given the honor of introducing and welcoming our distinguished guests who have taken their time out to here with us today. Firstly, it is my pleasure to welcome our chief guest, our Honorable Second Secretary of India, Sri Devishankar Shukla. Next, we welcome our Honorable Member of Parliament, His Excellency Mr. Hassan E. Mukamas. We also welcome Mr. Mohideen Kais, Consular, Head of Chancelleries, Bangladesh Embassy. We also have the Labour Attaché of the Embassy of Nepal, Madam Jamna Kai, who always extend the necessary help to us. We have our friends and supporters who are gathered here. I wish I could name each of them, but due to the time constraint, I am unable to do. Welcome you all from my bottom of heart. Finally, I want to thank you all for joining us today to celebrate this milestone. Let us raise a glass to our success and to a bright future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sudhir. Now we have lighting of the lamp. I would like to invite our chief guest, Sri Ravishankar Shuklaji, Second Secretary, Indian Embassy, Kingdom of Bahrain. We also have Mr. Ahmed, our Honorable Member of Parliament, His Excellency Mr. Hassan E. Bokamas, Advocate Jose Abraham, Global President, Pravasi Legal Cell. We have the Labour Attaché of Embassy of Nepal, Ms. Jamuna Kafle, AKM Mohideen Kais, Counselor and Head of Chancery, Bangladesh Embassy, Hussein Al-Husseini, Head of Awareness and Guidance, Labour Ministry, Kingdom of Bahrain. I invite you all for lighting the lamp. I request Ms. Naina and Advocate Tariq to join for lighting the lamp. Also, Mr. Bhagwan Asapata to join for lighting the lamp. Lighting of lamp indicates to bring the hope of life to many needy expats in the areas of difficult situations. Thank you, dignitaries, for creating hope of life for the coming years. You may please be seated. I request Sri Shuklaji to stay back for the opening address.
Excellency, Honorable Member of Parliament, Councillor Madam, Mr. Sudhir Tiruvalla, Mr. Vansa Kota, Learned Advocates, Supreme Court, Mr. Joe Rahim, distinguished members, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me say sorry because Excellency Ambassador was scheduled to be chief guest here, but due to some reason, he is not here. So I would like to beg pardon from you all on his behalf. Secondly, let me also convey good wishes to all of you and regards to all of you on behalf of Excellency Ambassador. As you all know, this Pravasi legal cell, though it is Pravasi, but what we think here, we are like Vasi. Vasi means resident Bahrain. Thanks goes to His Majesty King of Bahrain, who has taken us like their own city. And for this matter, as we know, this PLC has been doing a tremendous job in providing legal assistance, and Mr. Zoe, Albert, Supreme Court, Honorable Advocate, he has been very quite active, supportive to this PLC. So, at this auspicious occasion, I would like to convey good wishes, Mindal Kalbi, from my heart to Mr. Sudhir and to all of you, and also thanks from my side that I am here in front of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shuklaji, for your wonderful words. Now we move forward to our next program, the most awaited newsletter release. I invite our chief guest of the event, Sri Ravi Shankar Shuklaji, Second Secretary, Indian Embassy, Kingdom of Bahrain, to present the first copy of newsletter to Advocate Jose Abraham, Global President, Pravasi Legal Cell, and Mr. Sudhir, Country Head, Pravasi Legal Cell, Bahrain. I request dignitaries to be present on the stage to release the newsletter. Thank you all. You may please be seated now. Thank you all. You may please be seated now. I request Advocate Jose to stay back for the next program. Next in the list comes the ceremony of honoring the lawyer. During the first year, Pravasi Legal Cell Bahrain chapter has been a source of legal advices and advocacy for many expats in Bahrain with the help of selflessly working lawyers. On this occasion, we would like to honor one of the lawyers to express our genuine gratitude for all the legal assistance provided throughout the past year with a memento and citation. To receive this honor, I call upon Advocate Tariq Alawin. And the citation reads, "We would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Advocate Tariq Alawin for his invaluable support and unwavering dedication to Pravasi Legal Cell, Bahrain. Advocate Alawin, your contributions have been instrumental in our mission to provide legal aid and support to those in need. We are truly grateful for your partnership and look forward to continuing our work together for the betterment of the community." Thank you, Advocate Tariq Alawin. Thank you, everyone. I request Advocate Jose to stay back for the next ceremony. Here comes a prestigious program honoring of our Governing Council members of Pravasi Legal Cell Bahrain chapter by our chief guest, Sri Shukla Ji, Second Secretary, Indian Embassy, Kingdom of Bahrain, to honor the General Council members of Pravasi Legal Cell Bahrain chapter. I would like to invite all the dignitaries once again to be on the stage. I call upon the Governing Council members of Pravasi Legal Cell Bahrain, Advocate Jose Abraham, Global President Pravasi Legal Cell, Mr. Sudhir Tinnilat, Country Head Pravasi Legal Cell, Ms. Shushma, General Secretary, Mr. Amal Dev, Country Coordinator, Mr. Toji, Treasurer, Mr. Francis Kaitarat, Media Coordinator, Ms. Srija Sridhar, Assistant General Secretary, Mr. Sendil Kumar, Mr. Jay Shah, Mr. Vinod Narayanan, Mr. Manikandan, Mr. Haribabu, Mr. Ganesh Murthy, Mr. Roshan Lewis, Mr. Subhash Thomas, Advocate Indu Rajesh, Ms. Spandana Kishore, Ms. Ramanpreet Praveen, Ms. Raji Unnikrishnan, Ms. Sarmista, I would like to mention supporters of today's event, Ms. Naina Mohammed Shafi, Al-Mulla Logistics, Annai Tamil Mandram, Telugu Kala Samiti, R Labs, P. Haridas Company, and our media partners, Bahrain Media City. Thank you for supporting us all time. Those who have received your badges, please line up for a group picture. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a talk show coming up shortly, followed by dinner. Please stay tuned. Thank you, Shuklaji. Now we will stand for a group picture. Thank you, General Council members. You may please be seated now. I request Advocate Jose Abraham to stay for his presidential address. I welcome Advocate Jose Abraham, the Global President of Pravasi Legal Cell, to deliver his presidential address.
Chief guest of the day, Honorable Second Secretary, Mr. Ravi Shankar Shuklaji, Honorable Member of Parliament, Mukasis Hussain, all the respected diplomatic corps members from embassies of Nepal, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, Mr. Sudhir Tirunellath, the country head of Pravasi Legal Cell Berlin chapter, Srimati Sushmaji, the secretary, Mr. Toji, the treasurer of PLC Berlin chapter, and all the governing body members of PLC Berlin chapter, all the other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. What a wonderful journey for PLC Berlin chapter. It's indeed an eventful existence for an year. During this last year, PLC Berlin chapter could take up so many issues and we could resolve many of issues and we could see the smiles on the faces, especially from the people belonging to the weaker sections of the society. Today, we are so happy to note that the valuable services of PLC Berlin chapter is going to be extended to the other places also, especially from people from Bangladesh, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Nepal. At this time of joy, I would like to thank the administrators of this great nation, Kingdom of Bahrain. We are indeed thankful to all the administrators for providing all their valuable support. And also we are very thankful to the Indian Embassy officials here. Without their help, we couldn't do this much. And at this time of joy, again, we are very, very happy to note the valuable support of all the governing body members of Pravasi Legal Cell Berlin chapter. We have an able and efficient country head, Mr. Sudhir Tirunellath, and yes, we could conduct a lot of talk shows by which we could provide a lot of awareness to the people. And at this time of joy again, I would like to thank our media spokesperson, Mr. Francis Kaidarath. He is the man who is actually helping us to conduct all the talk shows. And friends, I hope that we could do a lot of things during this last year, and definitely during the years to come, I hope and trust that we could continue the great work. Once again, I congratulate the governing council members of PLC Bahrain chapter, and I extend all the best wishes to the upcoming years, and I thank all of you for your valuable presence. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, Advocate Jose Abraham. He's advocate on record in the Supreme Court of India, and he's the founding president of Pravasi Legal Cell, an NGO providing pro bono legal aid to deserving Indians within and outside India for more than a decade on various matters. That is our man with the motivational force behind this endeavor, with the aim of rendering voice to the voiceless and demanding justice for people who have no access to the system, either due to ignorance or due to lack of resources. Thank you, Advocate Jose Abraham. I now request Hussein Al Hussein, Head of Awareness and Guidance, Labor Ministry of Kingdom of Bahrain, to give away his address, felicitation address.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. مستر شكلا، السيد حسن بوخماس نائب البرلمان، أعضاء السفارات النيبالية الباكستانية، I'm glad to be here as from Minister of Labor to say some words about Labor Day. The Labor Day will be 1st May, it will be tomorrow. So our Kingdom of Bahrain from long year they announce 1 day Labor Day for all the labor to be off. We celebrate for the labor, all the labor to be in, they will be in holiday vacation. We would like to be safe area and safe environment in all work site and even accommodation. Thank you for all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for mentioning all the safety measures. I now invite Honorable Member of Parliament, His Excellency, Mr. Hassan Eid Bokamas, to do the facilitation speech.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. His Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, actually I'm very proud to be here tonight with you, celebrating anniversary 1 year for MLC. And in fact, I didn't prepare anything to say, just to congratulate you and thank you to invite me this evening and to join you. And as my colleague said, that tomorrow is the Labor Day, which is can celebrate as well for the Labor Days. And in fact, inshallah, and either through our Chamber of Parliament or out the Chamber of the Parliament, we give all our support to you, and we'll give you all the support to any nationalities, either Indian or Sri Lankan or Nepali or Indian. So any legislations or anything, we can do it. We can either through the parliament or through outside. I mean, and just we started because I've been in the parliament for 12 years. This is the 13th years now, alhamdulillah. So and my area is fourth, but we actually we give all support to anybody, not only in my area. As we are as the members of the parliament, we give all support to anybody. Yeah, so don't hesitate if there is anything we can do for you. Please, you have my contact numbers or you have my office. So this, my office always open for you. My door is always open for you. I can help you anything. And thank you so much for everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful words. We now have Mr. P.V. Radhakrishnan, President of BKS, to deliver the presidential felicitation address.
Excellencies, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me wish you all my greetings on the eve of May Day. I salute the leadership of this country, which is considered to be the most labor-friendly nations among the whole GCC countries. The labor reforms which the wise leadership of this country has brought in during the past few years has made this country one of the most forward nations for the expatriates to work and live. Thank you. And also I thank the members of parliament and the people of country who have given us the opportunity to live, work and conduct our day-to-day affairs here. And this is a country which has the liberty to practice the religion which we believe, and even though it's an Islamic country, we consider this as one of the most secular countries in the world. I'm very proud to join all of you today on the anniversary celebrations of Pravasi Legal Cell. Within 1 year, I can vouch that Pravasi Legal Council has made their presence felt in Bahrain. I stand testimony to scores of cases in which Mr. Sudhir Tirunel and his team have been successful in resolving many issues. That is not limited to Indians alone. I'm very happy that he has helped, or the team has helped people from other countries as well. I wish Pravasi Legal Cell all the best, and their international president, actually, Advocate Jose is here. I salute you for your vision in establishing such a forum so that legal aid can be given to the working class across the globe. Thank you.
You've rightly mentioned how we've been treated with brotherly and friendly atmosphere in Bahrain. Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words. Now we have reached the end of our first program, and we will move on to the most awaited part of this event, the talk show, after which dinner will be served. Distribution now, And I hand over the mic to Ms. Raji.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll just take a couple of minutes to honor the guests who are present here while the stage is getting ready for the awaited talk show, which is the highlight of this evening. I would request the members of Pravasi Legal Cell to give away the mementos as I read out to our very esteemed chief guest for this evening, Sri Ravi Shankar Shuklaji, the Second Secretary of the Indian Embassy to the Kingdom of Bahrain. Can we have the memento given away to him, please? We would like to mention Pravasi Legal Cell believes in going green, so all our mementos are green plants. The General Secretary, Sushma Gupta, will now present the bouquet, the plant to Ravi Shankar Shuklaji. The second memento will be given away to the very respected parliamentarian, Mr. Hassan Bukamis. I request Ramanpreet Praveen to present the bouquet. The next memento would be given to the very respected representative of the Labour Ministry, Mr. Hussein Al-Husseini. I request Advocate Indu to present the memento to Mr. Husseini. We would honor the head of Chancery of the Bangladesh Embassy, Mr. Khais. I would request Mrs. Srija to present the bouquet to Mr. Khais. A token of appreciation to Ms. Kafle, the First Secretary at the Nepalese Embassy, please. I would request Rama to present the bouquet. A token of appreciation to Bhagwan Asarpota, the advisor and senior community member of the Indian Community Relief Fund. I would request Sharmishta to please present the token. This evening would not have been possible without the support of a couple of people whom we have to mention. I request a bouquet to be presented to Ms. Naina Mohammed. Ms. Sunu to please present the bouquet to Naina Mohammed. And the representative of Al Mullah Cargo, our prime supporters, Ms. Rija, to please present the bouquet to the representative. I don't see the representative. And last but not least, we definitely don't need to present something like this to a family member, but then thank you, Advocate Jose, for coming all the way from New Delhi to be part of this wonderful evening. A gratitude token to you from PLC Governing Council. A big round of applause to Team PLC. Thank you very much for being a wonderful audience. Please stay back to the much awaited part of this evening, which is a talk show. I would request esteem the panel, which is to be present with me on this evening, to come up to the stage. Advocate Jose Abraham, Global President, Pravasi Legal Cell, and Advocate on Record, Supreme Court of India. Advocate Madhavan Kallat, who needs no introduction in this country, General Secretary of Migrant Workers Protection Society. And Advocate Tariq Al-On, our very own Advocate Tariq. Please be seated. Due to an emergency, Advocate Hala could not join us this evening. We regret on her behalf.
Hello.
Hello, hello, check.
It's okay. Check, check. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to the fourth session of Expatriate and Legal Affairs, a discussion hosted by Pravasi Legal Cell, marking the first anniversary of this entity. As we heard from the guest here, the esteemed guest who spoke about Pravasi Legal Cell, the initiative, which is the brainchild of one man who thought that justice is important, and justice is especially important to the underprivileged. We very well know how difficult, with all due respects to the lawyers present here, the long wound procedures in courts. When we go to court for a certain deal, it can go on for months, years. It can be so tiring. Imagine with people who are far from their home for their living, who are supporting a family back home, and when they fall prey to situations and circumstances, they definitely need help. And Pravasi Legal Cell has been doing a wonderful job globally. If we look at the activities on their social media handle, we can see how vibrant they are in supporting this community around the globe. And speaking about Pravasi Legal Cell in Bahrain, the 1 year has been commendable. The number of cases that they resolved, the number of cases that they helped, definitely with the support of missions like the Indian Embassy, the Nepalese Embassy, the Sri Lankan Embassy. It is a collective work. And tonight we will just touch upon, the time is very limited. We have just 20 to 30 minutes. In this 30 minutes, we will try to get some inputs from these lawyers out here who have hands-on experience on dealing with this issue. It's my honor and privilege to introduce the panel. As I said, Advocate Jose. lawyer panel members is Advocate Tariq, who's been of great support to all the cases in PLC. With that, I move to my very first question to our guest for this evening and family, Advocate Jose Abraham. The question is, PLC is a very ambitious mission, Pravasi legal cell globally, especially in foreign countries, workers related to foreign countries. What are its methods or methodology in achieving these goals? How do you try to achieve these goals?
Well, migrant community are one of the most vulnerable community. Maybe any country, migrant community is definitely, they are one of the most vulnerable people. So what Pravasi Legal Cell is doing is, we have lawyers from India, and in addition to that, in every country we have lawyers from that particular country along with lawyers from India, and that is how we are providing our legal support. For an example, in Bahrain we have leading lawyers from Bahrain also. Along with that, lawyers from India jointly taking out all these matters. They study the matter, and as per that, as per its own merit, we are providing legal support.
Thank you for explaining that, Advocate Jose. I move to Advocate Madhavan Kallat. In your opinion, what are the most pressing challenges that expatriates or employees face far from home? In your experience, your vast experience in Bahrain.
Thanks for your question. Like Radhakrishnan said, we have one of the best legal systems in the world, and also the most liberal labor law. The president is given. I always say, whenever I talk about the Bahrain system, we have one of the best legal systems in the world, and the most liberal labor law. The best facilities are given to the workers here. But unfortunately, there are a few employers who do not follow that. They find ways to exploit the workers. So when I'm saying this, I'm only saying about those people who are not following the law, not about generally. There are only a few. The first one is bringing people on visit visa. Bringing people on visit visa and not providing the regular employment visa to them. And second is holding the passports. The government has already said it is not permissible to hold the passport, but people continue to hold the passports. Then replacement of employment contracts. They promise something when they are, before they leave the country. When they come here, they are given a different contract. Then recovery of recruitment expenses. Okay. Not only recruitment expenses, including the visa fees, the LMRA fees, GOSI fees, everything is recovered from the workers. Again, it's not a general statement, it's only for a few people who do not follow the law.
Not abide by the law, yeah.
We have developed, international civil societies have now developed a terminology called wage theft. Wage theft is that when you don't pay the wages to the workers who is entitled to it. And our people, some of them are very ingenious in finding ways to steal the wages for the workers. Yes. One is non-payment for several months, and then they send them off, pack them off without paying the wages. Second thing is making them work without a valid visa. It is the responsibility of the employers to renew the visa. The employees do not know when the visa expires because they don't hold the passports. Passports are with the employees. They have no way of knowing when the visa expires. And off late, the code is taking a view that if you don't hold a valid visa, you are not eligible for the salary for the period when you worked without a valid visa. So the employers take advantage of that. Unfair advantage of that. Then another thing which I noticed, very sound system. Another method which people follow is, if a worker is in your company for say 15 years, then after 15 years, you transfer him to another company owned by the same sponsor. The CR number changes, so the benefits which is entitled at the end of the previous service is not given. He works in the new company for 5 years. At the end of 5 years, when he goes to claim the 20 years service, he doesn't get it because you are required to claim the end of service benefits and the end of the after the completion of employment within a maximum period of 1 year. Now you have completed 5 years after the previous employment, you have lost those benefits. These are all, I don't know, these people are very brilliant, how they make it, I can't imagine. And the other thing is the law permits mobility. You can change the job locally, but the employers find ways not to allow that. They may demand money for changing giving them permission to leave, or they keep the visa valid. Even when the employers don't pay salaries for months together, it's not fair for them to keep the people, and they just don't allow them to leave. And most of the contracts, they don't mention the notice period. So under the LMRA law, you are required to give a notice of minimum 3 months. Imagine a worker who has not been paid for 3 months. If he has to change the job, he has to give a notice for another 3 months. How will he survive for 6 months? Has anybody ever thought of it? Then another thing is, if you don't go to work, it can be treated as a criminal offense. The employer can file a case against you with the police. So you can be arrested anytime and deported. So these are a subject which I love to talk, and I can talk for the whole day. You won't allow me.
We are really hard pressed for time, and thank you, Madhavan sir, for taking us through the tip of the iceberg. There are many more. And on that note, may I please request the audience to settle down, be stable, and please put your mobiles on silent mode, because these are certain things which I think all of us need to hear in whatever status that we are working in this country. We are far from home, we are expatriates, and legal affairs make a big difference. Awareness on legal affairs make a difference. So may I request all of those who are standing at the back to be please seated. Can you please be seated? Thank you very much. Let me go to my next question. I would prefer to stand here, allow me, to Advocate Tariq. The Pravasi Legal Cell team is currently running a campaign which is called the Birth Registration Campaign. There are several cases in the country where the parents overlook registering births the right time. And delay in registering births can really lead to a lot of legal issues. That means the child will not have a nationality, or he or she will not get a passport, etc., etc. Advocate Tariq, how important do you think such campaigns are? How do you think such campaigns can help? The mic. Sorry. You can translate. I know you will be able to. The question is how important the campaigns are. Yeah. Is there anyone who can help me to translate? Please. Thank you. Please feel free to speak, Advocate. Thank you, Ms. Karimi, Husnia Karimi, who would help us in translating Advocate Tariq.
No, it's fine. I'll stand here. Yes. بس في مصطلحات يعني شوية صعبة بالمحاميين خليها بسيطة. Okay, تفضل.
What is the question? How important do you think campaigns like birth registration are?
السؤال يقول شلون أو أهمية الحملات لتسجيل المواليد البيرث registration.
تكون الإجراءات الله يسلمك بيكون أول شيء مخاطبة هيئة الحكومة الإلكترونية، تمام، فأخذ خطاب ثم رفعه إلى المحاكم. تستغرق العملية من 2 إلى 3 أشهر لإصدار شهادة الميلاد.
عشان شوي
أول شيء مخاطبة هيئة الحكومة الإلكترونية.
Okay, first of all, the first step that they have to register through the e-government site, right?
Yes.
the portal, yes.
ثم رفع الأمر إلى القضاء.
And then it goes to the legal department. Yes.
تستغرق العملية من 2 إلى 3 أشهر للحصول على شهادة الميلاد.
And after this procedure, it takes a month to 2 months to receive the certificate, the birth certificate or registration certificate.
هذا لمن يعني يتخلف عن يعني 60 يوم لازم المولود يتسجل خلال 60 يوم. بعدها لازم نلجأ للقضاء. أما قبل 60 يوم فما يحتاج.
Okay, so you have like 60 days of registration.
Yes.
Date of from the date of birth, and then it continue to 60 days to register. If within the 60 days was not registered, then it goes to the legal question or legal procedure.
يعني فترة 60 يوم إذا ما تسجل المولود يلجأ للقضاء.
Yeah.
لإصدار شهادة ميلاد.
If it's not registered within 60 days, then it's go to a legal procedure.
لكن هي عملية يعني بسيطة جدا يعني زين وفق القانون ما تتأخر يعني في محاكم البحرين 2 3 شهور بالكثير.
Yeah.
نعم.
And the process he says is the process is very easy through the portal. So it takes within 1 month to 2 months to finalize the whole procedure. So it's the best thing within 60 days to do the registration process. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. That is the beauty of this country. Thank you for stepping in, Ms. Hussaini. And yes, it deserves a big round of applause. This is also a testament to the fact that we are not in a foreign country, but we are at home. Bahrain is home to all of us, and we have wonderful lawyers like Advocate Tariq and wonderful women like Ms. Hussaini to step forward, who would step forward to assist us whenever there is a need.
Raji, I would like to add one sentence.
Please.
That after getting the birth certificate, now, for example, I know for Indian nationals, you have to register the birth in the Indian embassy also and get a passport as soon as possible. Many people delay making application for the passport and also birth registry with the Indian embassy, then it becomes a big complication. And then if there's any difference in the name, now the surnames, registering the surname at the time of getting the passport, it is compulsory to have a surname for getting the visa now.
Yes.
So these are things which people should remember.
We took a little longer time to do this because there are several cases that are coming up related to birth registration, and it can be a really tedious process if it is delayed, which otherwise it's a very simple thing. As she translated and as Advocate Tariq said, it can be quickly done at the click of a link on the e-portal. Coming to my next question to Advocate Jose Abraham, please. It's a massive challenge, I know, to oversee globally with legal support. Every country has a different law system, legal system, and they keep changing. What is PLC's mechanism to keep yourself abreast or in knowledge of what are the changing laws in different countries? How do you do that, sir?
One of the major aspects of legal system of any country is that it keeps on changing. So one of the best way to provide proper legal support is that we should be aware about what exactly the changes are, and what PLC is doing is we have lawyers from India, and in addition to that we have also lawyers from the respective countries. So any changes with the labor laws, and the labor class and the migrant community are the most vulnerable class. So what the two kinds of approach which we do is, one is we provide proper legal awareness, because once we landed up in a case, it is very difficult to fight it out, and it's very expensive, and it is very difficult because every country, the legal system is so different, yes. And finding out right lawyers very different, and especially if the victims are from the migrant and the labor class, then it is very difficult. So one of the best way to avoid all these kind of troubles, that the best way is provide proper legal awareness. That in here also we generally do, and all the talk shows are definitely, we are providing all the possible
common legal issues, we are creating awareness. And in addition to that, the lawyers, those who are based in India, and the lawyers, those who are based in the respective countries, they are also frequently providing small booklets, and different depending upon the issues of that respective countries, we provide this kind of support by creating proper legal awareness. Thank you.
Thank you, Advocate Jose. Is there any questions from the audience? Yes, please. Can someone give a mic to Shuklaji, please? Here, Jason.
Thank you. Actually, I have one doubt. I have come across certain instant example. There was a person, I think you all know, he died few months before. His death was unnatural. He was found hanging in his room. So due to this unnatural death, police investigation has to be carried out. After commission of investigation reports, it has to be sent to public prosecution office. After clearance from public prosecution office, the Kingdom of Bahrain Ministry of Health, whatever it is, gives a certificate for death. On that basis, embassy registered death registration. So recently, one case has come to us that in such instant case, embassy has been asked to, like that IXYZ, hold up this, attended and declare. Our problem is that being an embassy official, we can't go to any court. So what is the solution of this? I would like to request Learned Lawyer Joe Ibrahim.
The answer for Shuklaji is that's a reason connected to the death certificate which is not been collected within that time. Because if somebody, same procedure like a birth certificate also, same one it is happening for the death certificate also. Because if somebody died and within that time, if you didn't collect the death certificate, we have got to go for the same legal procedure. How we submit for the birth certificate, same like that we have to submit through the court to get the death certificate. So in such case, if there is no any relatives in Bahrain and family send a letter to the concerned embassy to collect the or send back the mortal remains, so they need to collect the death certificate. In such case, we have to file a case with the court, and after that the judgment will come out to issue the death certificate. If you issue the death certificate, we have to go for another, we have to wait for 45 days to get the execution file. Once we are filing the execution file, then as the normal procedure cannot be used to get the execution file. The execution to be done, then either the family member must give a power of attorney to the concerned lawyer, who is the lawyer submitting the paper. So otherwise, the embassy has to give a power of attorney to the lawyer. So normally, embassies are not allowed to attend case. Also, somebody else cannot attend due to the
law of the land.
law. Yeah. So in such case, there is a long delay happening.
So the question is, how do we address this? Is it the
that is the main issue is happening.
So if I
See, what we always
in collecting the death certificates
So
from
what-
the embassy.
Yeah. No,
Sorry, from the authorities. Yeah.
no. What we normally recommend is to get a legal aid certificate, and then for the issuing a power of attorney, we have to first get a legal aid certificate. Suppose it's in India, the family has to have a legal aid certificate. Then only they can issue a power of attorney. That there's a delay. This is something we should take up with the government and request them to consider it on a favorable grounds because of the time involved in getting the death getting the legal aid certificate and the person competent to issue a power of attorney in India. Because otherwise, the 15 days time limit, we cannot do it. And many times, even if embassy issues a power of attorney, they don't accept it. There have been cases where the embassy has issued power of attorney and the court has rejected it. So it's a very difficult situation.
Yes, so in such difficult situations is where we request the help of our esteemed members of the parliament. Maybe we can put up the request to the parliament in such situations where we would request your help to fasten the procedures, and also the Labour Ministry could lead. One announcement to make, vehicle number 371195 is blocking the entrance. If it belongs to one of us, could you please address that? 37115. Thank you. Thank you, Shuklaji, for that very valid concern raised in this platform. Coming back to you, Madhavan sir, again. We have time restraints. There are many questions, but then I'll just ask you this question. Initiatives like a Pravasi Legal Cell, Bahrain chapter, how do you think they can contribute to the legal welfare of expatriates in the country, besides the campaigns and all the, I would say, activities that they do post an event? How can we be proactive? What are the initiatives that we can do? Could you please?
One thing could be to create awareness and educate the people. We get a lot of constraints in doing that. We have been talking about awareness programs. Actually, it should start from the country of origin. Before, there should be a pre-departure orientation program, and after they come here, there should be post-arrival orientation program. Then once we know the problems here, so it should be possible to have advocacy for solving those problems, like taking the help of the parliamentarians and try to change the law. For example, the people don't get the benefit of the their salary, the entitlement they don't get when they work without a valid visa. And the worker is being penalized for it. It's not his mistake. So such cases, we should have a system by which there should be a provision in the law that irrespective of the validity of the visa, which is not the responsibility of the employee, when he works, he should get the salary. Some of the things they can think of immediately. But of course, it takes changes in the law or taking it with the the ministry, the legal authorities. We need the support of the officials, the parliamentarians. It's a big job.
Yes, I agree with you, sir. And that's how we do. Every drop makes the mighty ocean. And a big round of applause to PLC members, though they are really out there. I can see that very often, the way they follow up things. A big round of applause to them. And one last question to Advocate Tariq. What is the advice would you give expatriates who are facing legal issues in foreign countries where they are new expatriates who come, who do not know the law of the land? What will be Advocate Tariq's advice as a Bahraini lawyer?
شنو النصيحة اللي بتعطيه حق المستغربين، أو شنو النصيحة اللي بتعطيه حق اللي موجودين في البحرين، النان بحرينيز اللي غير من البحرينيين، إذا صار أي مشكلة قانونية عندهم وهم ما عندهم أي فكرة عن القوانين في الدولة نفسها؟
نعم، أول شيء السفارة ما شاء الله توفر قانونيين، يعني مباشرة توجه إلى السفارة الهندية وهي بدورها تتواصل معنا كمحامين، وإحنا يعني في عندنا كل يوم سبت اجتماع في مكتبنا لاطلاعهم على القوانين، تقديم استشارات مجانية كل يوم سبت من كل أسبوع.
السبت بيكون عندكم
نعم.
ولا في السفارة؟
لا، في الجمعة في السفارة لها كل آخر شهر، كل جمعة من آخر شهر عندها يوم يسمونه البيت المفتوح أو الهاوس أوبن.
أوكي.
أوبن هاوس. تمام. السفارة عندها اجتماع شهري. تمام. كل جمعة من آخر يعني الشهر. إضافة إلى أنهم يتواصلون معنا كل سبت، احنا عندنا في مكتبنا نستقبل الجالية الهندية واطلعهم على أي قوانين يعني أو تعليمات أو مساعدة مجانية واستشارات مجانية كل سبت من كل أسبوع.
Usually, for any legal issues, the embassy is it's an open door for everybody to come and to discuss their legal issues. However, there is every Saturday, our lawyers, they are ready to discuss any legal issue you have and to show you or to explain to you the proper way or procedure to go through. Also, the embassy, they have once a month, they have last week of the month, it's open door for open house for the any procedure, legal procedure that you would like to clarify and sorry? Any issues that you might face, and the embassy will be very much welcome to clarify it for you. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that wonderful help. Thank you. You may be seated. On that note, would the other embassy representatives have anything to add in this? Because the Indian embassy has an open house every month end, the last Friday. How is there anything specific that the Bangladesh embassy? Mr. Hussaini, would you like to speak something? I'll get you the mic there.
Good evening. Actually, Ministry of Labor, there is a section, there is a directorate for inspection and safety. Okay, for inspection, if any labor has any problem regarding the wages, regarding the visa, LMRA can do, but wages, some need clarification. They can come and get advice. From that advice, okay, because the Ministry of Labor only they will negotiate between the labor and employer. If they can solve in Ministry of Labor, it will be so perfect. Otherwise, it will be go to court. So it will be only 1 month from the case. So you have to apply direct to the court by the lawyer, okay, within 1 month. Otherwise, you will lose all things, okay. So better if you have any problem with your employer, you have to come Ministry of Labor first to register the complaint. After that, if it is not solved in a month, before 1 month, you should or you must give your complaint to the court. Okay?
Thank you, sir, for taking your time to explain. Mr. Kais, would you like to add something? The head of Chancery, the Bangladesh Embassy.
Hi, good evening, and assalamu alaikum to you all. I'm from Bangladesh Embassy, as Mr. Aziz said. There is a practice at our embassy. Our door is open all in 7 weeks, 7 days in a week. So in that case, any Bangladeshi expatriate face any difficulties, they can go and they can approach because we have a legal section. So anytime if they face any difficulty, then we noted it and we contact with the Ministry of Labor. And we also came to know, for example, Indian Embassy has open house, and we also planning to organize this kind of event. So, and with the cooperation of Ministry of Labor and Government of Bahrain, inshallah, we'll go forward and we will solve the issues of the expatriate. And thank you, PLC, for organizing such a nice program. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kais. Ms. Kafle, would you like to add? Thank you. The First Secretary of the Nepalese Embassy.
Good evening, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen. As you have asked the question, what the embassy is doing in relation to the welfare of workers and in relation to increasing awareness related to the legal procedures in Bahrain, Embassy of Nepal, though it receives comparatively less issues in case of Nepali workers, though we have been trying to organize the workshops, gatherings, and so open house discussions to the workers here in Bahrain, and not to mention, as First Secretary of Embassy of Bangladesh mentioned, we have been continuously receiving support from the Ministry of Labor and issues. If we not become able to solve in embassy, we approach to the Ministry of Labor, and we have been continuously receiving excellent support from them. And I would like to, I would heartily like to thank the officials of the Ministry of Labor of the government of Bahrain. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Kafle. I think that applause is not enough for our diplomats. They really toil. Thank you. Thank you, all the embassy representatives. As we come to the close of this talk, is there any question, any other question from the audience? Yes, there is one question. Could you please introduce yourself?
Good evening all. My name is Nanda Kishore. I'm here in Bahrain from past 14 years. I have a question to Ministry of Labor directly on this. Can a company force the employee to go on loss of pay due to their loss of no work? Can a company force the employee to go on loss of pay? Loss of can they?
Without pay.
Without pay.
Can you force an employee to go
on without pay for 2 months or 3 months vacation?
I would once again request all of you to put your mobiles on silent, please. Thank you.
Actually, as Minister of Labor, we call the labor. He come and say his statement. Okay, so we will call the employer to come and say his statement even. So we can make solution for the things. We will check if he is say correct, and also the employer, both of them in same statement. So from that we can solve the problem, as we solve many things with the Embassy of Nepal. We do a lot of these things with them. So if both they are in the same situation, so they will call them to issue the calculation and the check. If they are both, they are not in the same system, I mean in the same situation, so they will go to court. From the court, as I say, it will be 1 month from the day of apply complaint in Ministry of Labor. Before 1 month finish, you have to apply in the court. If you did not do it, so you will lose your things.
Thank you for that question, and thank you, Mr. Hussaini, for explaining. Well, this topic, as Advocate Madhavan Kalath stated in the beginning, can go on for hours. I'm sure all of you have a lot of questions. Pravasi Legal Cell has an esteemed lawyer panel of 6 lawyers, all Bahrainis who are very well adept in the local law, plus a handful of volunteers who have been assisting people in different types of cases. So please feel free to reach them. They have a helpline and they have all their details on their website and Facebook. Justice is important to all of us. It's, as I said in the beginning, it's not only for the underprivileged. With that, I would like to conclude the show. Before that, I would ask Advocate Jose to give his closing remarks, please. Your final remarks, please.
As far as PLC Bahrain is concerned, for the last 1 year, they could resolve lot of issues. So I would request everyone to kindly be in touch with PLC Bahrain and let us continue this, our service to the maximum people, and let us extend our service to our neighboring countries such as Nepal, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, and let us bring smiles to many people. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Thank you all. I would hand over the mic to Sushma ji for the vote of thanks, please. Thank you very much. You may please. Thank you, Advocate Tariq, for that lovely gesture. I'm just informed that Advocate Tariq has one memento for PLC. Thank you so much. He has come in with a memento. I would call Sudhir Tirnilat, the country head. Advocate Tariq's wife is also there. Madam, could you please come to the stage? Can I also call Sushma ji, the secretary, and Advocate Jose Abraham to receive the memento? A round of applause, please. Thank you so much, Advocate Tariq. Thank you, ma'am.
Once a great man whispered, feeling thankfulness and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. Good evening, everyone. I take this opportunity to put all my gratitude into words. On behalf of Pravasi Legal Cell Governing Council, though not present here, I thank the People's Ambassador, His Excellency Piyush Srivastava, for his continuous support to Pravasi Legal Cell and to all the expats in Bahrain. I thank Second Secretary, Mr. Ravi Shankar Shuklaji, for taking his precious time out and consenting to be the chief guest. Sir, your words have inspired us. I thank Mr. Hussein Al-Husseini, Head of Awareness and Guidance, Labor Ministry, Kingdom of Bahrain, for his presence here. I thank Honorable Member of Parliament, His Excellency, Mr. Hassan Eid Bokhamas, for his presence here. I thank appointed Sri Lankan Ambassador, Her Excellency, Ritishri Vijayatni Mendes, and her embassy officials for being with us today. I thank Mr. A.K.M. Mohidin, case Counselor and Head of Chancery, Bangladesh, for his presence here. I thank the Labor Attaché of the Embassy of Nepal, Madam Jamna Kafle, for her presence here. Wholeheartedly, I thank Advocate Jose Abraham, founder and global president of Pravasi Legal Cell, who graced us with his presence and guidance. Thank you, sir, for sharing with us your words of wisdom. I thank Mr. Sudhir Tirunilat for providing facilities and welcome address for the event. We have been fortunate enough to have eminent personalities amongst us. Advocate Madhavan Kallat, General Secretary of MWPS. Our panel lawyers, Advocate Tariq Al-On, Advocate Dana Al-Bastaki, Advocate Bushra Mayoof, Advocate Adil Abdullah Isa Halal Matruk, Advocate Isa Farad Al-Bushad, and Advocate Hala Hamid Muhammad Ibrahim Isa. We thank you all for accepting our request and for your presence and deliberation that made this event exemplary. We are blessed to be surrounded by many supporters. I thank our supporters who helped us to achieve the success for today's event. Ms. Naina Muhammad Shafi, Almulla Logistics WLL, Annai Tamil Mandiram, Telugu Kala Samiti, R Labs, P. Haridas WLL, and our media partners, Bahrain Media City. We have supporters who have helped us in many ways. Honorable Chairman of Indian School, Mr. Prince Natarajan, Honorable President of Bahrain Kerala Samajam, and PBD awardee, Mr. Radhakrishnan Pillai, Indian Club President, Mr. K.M. Cherian, and Vice President, Mr. Sani Paul, Mr. Asapota, Advisor, ICRF, Mr. Prakash Devji, Mr. Chandru Gurumani, CEO, Almulla Logistics. On behalf of him, Mr. Anand and his team is here, and ILA President. Thank you all for your support. I thank our talk show moderator, Ms. Raji, Unikrishna, and Master of Ceremonies, Ms. Spandana Kishore, for the smooth running of the event. I thank official Hotel Carlton Hotel for the venue. I thank Mr. Daniel for printing and design of the newsletter and other publicity material. I offer my gratitude to you, the audience, for your presence here. With deep sense of appreciation, I thank all the governing council members of PLC and volunteers who work both on screen and behind the scene to make this event happen, standing as pillar of strength. They worked beyond the comfort zones to take on the completion of this event and achieving excellence. Once again, I thank everyone on behalf of the organizing team of Pravasi Legal Cell. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sushma. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this evening's talk show as well as the prestigious governing councillors honoring ceremony. And now the dinner is served. Please feel free to serve yourself. Thank you for joining us this evening. Have a good night.
Opening the doors of justice to people who had no access to the grievance redressal system. Pravasi Legal Cell. A non-governmental organization which has completed a decade of fruitful existence globally was motivated by the smile which justice puts on faces. PLC, working to empower people with the power of law, was inaugurated by Dr. Christy Fernandez, the Secretary to the President of India, on the 1st of February 2009. PLC is the brainchild of Jose Abraham, Advocate on Record, Supreme Court of India, who is also its global president and operational head.
I'm very happy to note that PLC Bahrain chapter is going to celebrate its first anniversary. During its eventful existence, PLC Bahrain chapter could take up so many issues, and many people got the relief as well, especially from the weaker sections. At this time of joy, once again I congratulate and extend all the very best wishes to PLC Bahrain chapter, and I hope and trust that under the able leadership of Mr. Sudhir Tirunilath, Pravasi Legal Cell Bahrain chapter could achieve greater heights in the coming years. Thank you.
PLC has helped thousands of Indians who faced injustice in India and abroad and has brought up numerous matters to the attention of the government and the judiciary. During the COVID pandemic, millions of migrants benefited from PLC's legal and other interventions, including an order from the Supreme Court for the complete refunding of air tickets booked for travel during the lockdown periods. As part of expanding further, the PLC spread its wings to soar heights and established its Bahrain chapter on April 23, 2020, and was officially inaugurated on October 4th the following year. The committed and dedicated team of PLC Bahrain chapter, led by its country head Sudhir Tirunalath, has completed one successful year in the kingdom.
PLC Bahrain is definitely a success story. The sheer number of cases we resolved is enough to say this. I thank the entire team and the authority of Bahrain for their effort and support, without which this would not have been possible. We hope to serve better in the coming days. Feel free to contact us for any legal assistance. Thank you.
Yes, PLC is growing, the latest being its Dubai chapter, which was launched earlier in April. The growth signifies the much-needed empowerment of expatriates on the legal front.